We are talking to Dan Lynch, the author of Google, Your Family Tree, and this is a wonderful book about how to really enhance your ability to find your relatives and ancestors using Google as the search engine and search tool for all of the things that are available on the Internet. Something that I thought was incredibly clever, which is a unique use of what I would call a wild card, to be able to help find missing middle names or middle initials that we don't have. I thought this was a really clever use of a wild card. So, Dan, would you like to explain that?
So the use of a wild card is exceptional, really not so much just for middle names, but to tell you the truth, it's more exciting for maiden names. And also, you can use it for many other things, for instance, like finding the name of a county. You can simply think about how something might appear in writing on a website and insert the asterisk for the missing word or the missing character string. And by the way, it only works if you surround the whole thing in quotations. One of the things I did on the Google Your Family Tree website is I created 6 or 7 what I call genealogy power searches.
I love, for example, where you've got the ability to search just a specific site that Google has indexed, like a government site or a land record site or a specific genealogy site. So those are things that you can look up in this book, but I want to touch briefly before we have to go, the language tools and Google Books. So would you mind just giving us a brief idea about what those two things are?
Yeah, language tools are exceptional. To be brief, language tools essentially allow you to at least be somewhat fluent. I'll call it machine-readable fluent in other languages that you might be researching but might not speak at all. I've done quite a bit of research of Italian records and corresponded with people whose native language is Italian, and I speak, only a few words of Italian.
Now tell us briefly what Google Books is.
Okay, Google Books is a very aggressive effort. Essentially, Google has entered into partnerships with many libraries and archives around the world, and they've essentially undertaken an enormous task to essentially scan their high-end goal is to scan every book that's ever been printed. Now, they essentially are also undertaking the same effort with the newspapers, the historical newspapers that exist throughout the United States and elsewhere in the world.
Right, it's just going to be incredible. I have to say this is a wonderful reference book, and I'm so glad you wrote it.